The impact of urban planning on the world is stunning and essential. The world is an evolving, dynamic place. Urban planning as a discipline is one of those fields that allows the world to evolve in productive and sustainable ways. My name is Tim Chapin. I'm the Dean of the College of Social Sciences and Public Policy, as well as a professor of urban and regional planning at Florida State University. As Dean and as a professor, I oversee the college and our programs to ensure that our students get the very best education they can get, that our employers are well served by the students that we put out there into the world, and the research we undertake makes a difference for the world we live in.
I have always envisioned a career where I impact a community, where I can identify needs in a community. I feel like I wanted to make a change, and I didn't really know the best way to do that until I realized urban planning, or the planning career specifically, was where the rubber kind of hits the road a little bit, and I felt like this was a career where I really could make an impact in the areas that I'm most passionate about.
So I think our students get a really solid foundation and sort of, again, the kind of theories and concepts that go into planning work, but also getting that hands-on experience of working with communities, right? Planning alongside communities for the things, the type of investments that they want to see happen in their neighborhoods, the types of plans that really reflect their vision of the future. And I think that we face a number of challenges as a country and as a state and as a locality, and planners are one of the groups of people that can help bring people together to try to build consensus around ideas and then implement those and put those things into action moving forward.
The opportunities that are there for students to fund their studies, as well as the strength of the program, because pretty sure it's the best planning program in the state and one of the top 1 in the nation, makes FSU like a no-brainer. People just don't really realize what is planning. Planning is this framework that guides our built environment, our cities. So when you go into planning, it's up to you entirely to make the career that you want.
Course program at Florida State University has a lot of variety in it. So the professors have specializations in different areas, but as a student you get exposure to all those different areas, and you yourself knit them together to create a more holistic perspective about urban planning. At Florida State University, they have a lot of opportunities for leadership in the urban planning program. You can take lead roles supporting the professors in their research. They also put the students in some very dynamic internships where you have 2-year internships where the first year you're the junior intern and then the second year you're the senior intern.
Every year since I've been here, at least for the past 8 years, our students have won awards at the state level for the work they've done on projects. There was a project that we did recently for our Florida Department of Transportation. Most big urban areas have a very defined way of planning future transportation projects, but rural areas don't. So our students figured out a way to work with some rural communities and our Department of Transportation to put together guidelines for how we would employ those same practices in rural communities so that people that live outside of the big metropolitan areas have the same level of service that the rest of us do.
The class that has made a big impact for me has been our studio project. So our department is really unique in that instead of an individual capstone project, we get to do a studio project where we actually work on a real life project that is contracted through our in-house planner, Dennis Smith. And we, as a student team, work on this project. So we graduate with a real project in our portfolio. And so this past semester, I worked on a project where we were working with a nonprofit called Tall Timbers, identifying potential conservation corridors. And working with Professor Dennis Smith and Billy Ventimiglia has been really impactful for me, so much so that I'm continuing this project on as my own independent research study.
One of the things that's unique about Florida State University's Department of Urban and Regional Planning is that we do blend both our theoretical underpinning of planning with practical work experience. And that's really where I fit in as the planner in residence. Our students spend a year and a half or so learning about the theory of planning. They learn about different subject matter areas, and then they get to put it into practice in our graduate capstone studio.
I was an intern at Blueprint when I was in my graduate career and have worked now since then for 13 years at Blueprint, and we have continued that internship program with the Department of Urban and Regional Planning at FSU. And the students that I get to know for 2 years are so talented. They're wise beyond their years. They're truly passionate about creating a better community. They're always looking and bringing innovative ideas into the work that we do here at Blueprint.
You know, we really pride ourselves on building a community within our department, amongst our faculty, our students, and our staff. You know, we hope to continue to do that into the future.
If you're coming to FSU, you'll be part of a big university, but we'll have a small university feel. There's a sense of community, a sense of care, a sense of purpose about this place that I don't think you'll find very many places around the nation. Florida State University is a top 20 public, and I believe that we're going to rise above those heights in the years ahead. Sometimes I get asked what makes the perfect planner and planning student. First of all, you have to be selfless. Planning is a field in which you're working with and for other people, and that needs to be part of your core. Second of all, you want to make a difference in the world. We talk about planning as a place in which you're acting to better your community, to strengthen its businesses, to improve its environment, to improve the way it functions. If you're looking for a career in which technology is cool and fun and engaging, planning is also for you. Between our spatial data analytic analysis tools, our GIS tools, our remote sensing tools, we're using drones to survey cities. This is a place in which, if you like to geek out, planning can find a home for you as well. Let's say you're really interested in policy and the mechanics of how organizations work. Planners are also that type of person as well. They enjoy the nitty-gritty of budgets, of policy, of rulemaking, because ultimately those things shape the places that we live in. So in a way, planners are a little bit of everybody, but if you want to make a difference, if you want to have an impact, if you're selfless and community-oriented, planning is the home for you.